In this video, we're going to talk about another measure of spread or variability. And that measure is called the interquartile range. And the interquartile range is found by doing Q3 minus Q1. And what this value is looking at is it's looking at the width of the middle 50% of the data. Because remember, if I'm looking at that line with 4 dividers, I know it's 25, 25, 25, 25. If I'm looking at this chunk from Q1 to Q3, that's the middle 25 plus 25, which is 50% of the data. The middle 50%. And it's telling us how wide that section is on a number line. We can calculate the IQR by finding the quartiles on our calculator, as we showed in the last video. I'm going to do this example by hand so you can see that quartile process by hand to calculate the IQR. So for this example, it says find the IQR for the data below. I know that quartiles depend on the median. So very first thing I'm going to do is find the median. And to do that, I need to make sure my data is sorted. And it looks like it's in order from smallest to largest. That makes me happy. So I'm going to start crossing off values, working from the outside in. And I end up with 7 and 9. The number halfway between them is 8. So my median, which is my second quartile, is 8. I'm now going to set up a divider here. My median has cut my data in half. To get Q1, I'm going to look at the median for the lower half. To get Q3, I'm going to look at the median for the upper half. And I don't want to include the median in this process. Fortunately for us, the median wasn't a data value, so I don't have to worry about it. If 8 was a number in my list, I would not include it in the median calculation for the lower half. I don't want to double count a value, so if I've already used it for a boundary, it shouldn't be part of the calculation for another boundary. So I'm going to start crossing off the lower half in orange. So starting with 3 and 7, and then 4 and 6, and I end up with a middle 6. So that lower quartile Q1 is 6. I'm going to do the other half in purple. So 9 and 20, 16 and 10. I end up with 11 in the middle. So my third quartile is 11. And I know that it's Q1 and Q3 that I use. IQR equals Q3 minus Q1, which is 11 minus 6, which is 5. So the interquartile range for this data set is 5. Half of my data set sits between 6 and 11 inclusive, and that takes up 5 spots on the number line. All right, if you have any questions on what the interquartile range or IQR is, or how to find it, feel free to send me an email or drop by office hours. Otherwise, I'll see you in our next video.